Lovely to see you.
Yes.
Amazing work in this.
Oh, thanks.
I
Amazing role.
yeah, I'm wondering to what extent did you were you aware of it? Did you read the script, or were you just given a pitch?
Oh no, I read the book. I'd read Maria's first novel, and
Okay.
And then I obviously read Bernadette, and having spent time with Maria, she's one of my favourite humans on the planet. So I loved the character. I loved how absurd it was, but also what the book is actually masking, which is someone who is dealing with extreme isolation and creative failure, and is refusing to look at herself. And so I thought that was really interesting. And then when I heard that Rick Linklater wanted to direct it, it was
Sure.
just, yeah.
Now, there's a bit of a meltdown that this character's having, but at the same time, the monologues that she has, the dialogues, these words
Yeah.
are so remarkable.
But it's Maria's constructed the central relationship that she has, which is quite absurd but really tragic, is to her virtual assistant. So she spends the bulk of her day outsourcing her life to a virtual assistant who she thinks exists in New Delhi called
Right.
Manjula.
Sure.
And so there's these long screeds of dialogue. And I think the challenge was, in a book, you can read that and read that and read that, but then if you watch someone do that for 12 pages, you think, this person's insane.
Right.
And I think Bernadette can be a little bit unhinged, but I don't think she's mad.
And at the same time, even though there may be some times that she floats into madness or is about teetering the line to madness.
I think we all do. I think you can find yourself in crazy situations, particularly with people who are near you, but you're not intimate with, like the mothers in the pickup line, your neighbours.
Sure.
You know, you hear about people who get into huge, stand-up fights with their neighbours over lawnmowers.
Right.
You think, this is crazy. And so Bernadette's an extrapolation of that. She causes a mudslide.
Right.
I've
I've been talking to you a multitude of times, and I've always found you to be a kind, charming person. But at the same
It's
time,
an act.
Is
It's
it?
an act. Total act.
This is why you win
Yeah.
awards for acting nice. With that said, there have to be times where you probably don't want to do the small talk about how wonderful your last movie role was.
I
and you
always like to
probably-
talk about how wonderful my last movie was.
Oh, really?
Please.
You've never deviated.
Was
You've never sidestepped people much in the same way Bernadette sidesteps neighbors.
Oh, totally. Totally. I mean, it's what I love about working in the theatre is you have a direct relationship with your audience, but you often don't know whether anyone's been to see a movie that you've made
Sure.
unless you see them at the supermarket. The problem is they normally come up to you when you haven't washed your hair and your baby's just vomited down your front, and you're actually wearing your pajamas under your clothes, and so. Even though it's really nice that people say, oh, I really liked you and blah, 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 at 6 a.m. in the supermarket in those circumstances, I do want to sidestep them. And it's always when I forget my dark glasses. And they say, and would you mind taking a selfie?
Right. And
Yeah.
how do you gracefully sidestep that?
I usually use my children as human shields.